Police in Sweden are asking those with birthday balloons to be extremely cautious because those balloons could be confused for ISIS propaganda. Now, this story centers around a woman by the name of Sarah Ericsson. Apparently, a window in her home displayed two balloons. One had a 2 and the other was a 1. And since the balloons were in her window, they were actually faced in the opposite direction, so it looked like it said IS. And so neighbors alerted the authorities because they felt that the home was basically in support of ISIS and could harbor ISIS terrorists. And so they showed up, and thankfully they were able to have a very calm response to it. They realized what had happened, and they didn't shoot and kill anyone like they would in the United States. So here's a quote from Sarah Ericsson. She says, "Extremism should always be taken seriously, and we did take the balloons down immediately."
Okay, so be careful if you're celebrating your 21st birthday. Okay, this is an interesting story because it goes to how panicked we all are.
Yeah, that's exactly why I brought it up. I mean, everyone's on edge. Like, you're in Sweden, you're like, there's someone supporting ISIS right next to me. I got to call the cops immediately. I mean, in America, but like that's another amazing part of the story. In Sweden, it ended with like some laughs, you know, like, look, the authorities thought it was like an ISIS terrorist. That's funny.
Mom, it was your 21st birthday.
In America, there would be a no-knock raid, okay, and dogs would get killed if we'd be lucky. Usually, people would get killed.
I was trying to do a Swedish accent, which was...
I don't even know what a Swedish accent sounds like.
It's like, blah, 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 from law, from law, from law. I thought it was your 21st birthday.
But well, why did you have to go there? Why did you have to go there?
Okay, anyway, because I was trying to point out that the Swedish are rather jovial. Yes, they got panicked here, but as Anna pointed out, we would have, in America, we would have rolled in with a tank, okay, killed everybody in sight. At a bare minimum, we would have shot their dog.
Yeah.
Okay, and then be like, oh, ooh, that was your birthday. Sorry about that. And look, in Europe, there was a lot of recent terrorist activities. I know why they're on edge. And in one of the takeovers of the cafe, if you remember, they put up the ISIS flag.
Yeah.
And hence, but there's no takeover, right? You'd know if there was a takeover of your neighborhood, and they wouldn't just be like, oh, hey, let's just put up a balloon. I don't think ISIS does a lot of balloons.
Yeah, they're not,
They're not big on balloons.
No. Although they do surprising things time to time. Like, they just did this whole propaganda campaign where they're shown giving vaccinations to children. Like, have you read that story? Mm-hmm. They're doing everything they can to, you know, gain support among those who feel disenfranchised. That's why their campaigns are so successful.
So, okay, now you're going to make me say something about that. Yeah, good job. Okay. So, you might think, well, that's a fascinating idea that ISIS has. I'll behead someone in one video, and then I'll do a vaccination of kids in the other video, and then I'll burn someone alive in the next. Mm-hmm. And it seems like contradictory messages, but they're actually not, okay? So what they have a classic insurgency campaign where they try to win the hearts and minds of the local population. So they say, we're here for you, we're gonna vaccinate you, but the evil crusaders and the guys who support them and the ones that are the wrong kind of Muslims, etc., we're going to kill them, okay? Now, part of the reason that they say that, the whole killing in all those videos, is because they want their enemies to overreact and to do more bombings. And when they do, they kill the local population.
We do exactly what ISIS wants us to do.
No, I mean, to the point where when I see their campaigns and how they're conducting it, like, how did they get a hold of the same American insurgency and counterinsurgency tactics I've read, right? The al-Baghdadi looked it up on the internet. You know, I'm not even sure it's on the internet, right? Things that make you go,